Okay, so we are back. Let me tell you something. We're back after a long hiatus on this channel. But we're gonna get back into the sports side of thing on DGR Dave Sports. So let me play a quick intro. I want to go back over the regular season recap and how badly I was wrong, and we're going to do a playoff prediction here for the 2025-2026 playoffs here for the 14 teams left in the league. Let me play a quick intro. Hope you guys like it, and I'll be right back. Okay, so um, let's do this. Let's uh, figure this out. Let me shut this off here. All right. The first thing I want to say is I have been a Pittsburgh Steelers fan my entire life, ever since I can remember um, anything about my life. 5, 6 years old. It's all been about my Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm stuck here in New England. But when I was growing up watching football, the New England Patriots were not anything to shake a stick at. They were terrible. But anyways, I started watching Pittsburgh. It was me, my brother Glenn, who was a huge Cowboy fan. Um, Battles all over the place in his 70s and right through till he passed a couple of years ago. But it's always been Pittsburgh, Dallas. But anyways, I just want to say that I'm thoroughly happy about what happened last week, last Sunday night. Finally, something to be excited about here. I do not think we're going to win this game against Houston on Monday night, however, but at least there was something to celebrate against pretty good rival in Baltimore. I have a ton of respect for Baltimore Ravens. Um, but we won, and that's the end of that. When Baltimore and Pittsburgh get together, it's a no holds barred football game. It's one of the best rivalries ever in sports. It's become one of the best rivalries in sports, anyways, as far as I'm concerned. Um, if you can play in that game, if you're not dead, um, then you're playing in that football game. These are two rivals going head to head for the division to get into the playoffs, to do or die. We did it. I'm not sure if we won the game. I think Baltimore pretty much lost the game, but I don't freaking care. It was a celebration. It's just, you probably could have heard me in Pittsburgh yelling from my car Sunday night when that field goal kick didn't go. Like it was, and I'll take it. After the past few years with Pittsburgh, I'll take the small, little, tiny congratulations, and just it was an awesome night. But anyways, let's get into it. So let's. I want to go here. Let's go to the NFL here. Um, Go to the standings here for the season. I was completely wrong this year. I had picked. Let's see here. Let me share the screen. I think my pick at the beginning of the year, we did the pool every year for the last few years, but I picked, I wonder if everybody can see that here. I picked uh, this here. Why isn't this working? So I picked I think I know that why that's happening now. Anyway, so I picked. Actually, let's. You think we can add music? Hold on one second here. Yeah, let's add some music. Oh my God, we have. Check this out. Ah, oh, it's gone. Look. This. Very good. I think I can. I just found something new on StreamYard. But anyways, let's get into this. So, at the beginning of the year, we did the predictions for the year, and I had Kansas City and Detroit going to the Super Bowl. I felt pretty good about that whole pick, but boy, was I dead wrong this year. And I've won the family pool here for the past 5 years. But anyways, that did not work out. So these are the standings here that ended up happening here. We have New England again taking the division there in the AFC East. And like I said, we had Pittsburgh taking the division in the AFC North. I can't forget this. I can't remember the stats, but I think we have more division winning seasons of any team ever. But I'd have to check that. We have Jacksonville and Houston got in. Jacksonville got the division at 13-4. The Houston Texans got in 12-5. This is the AFC, by the way. And we have Denver Broncos and the LA Chargers. Denver Bronco won the conference here. They're number one seed, so they're going to get a week off here. And we have the Chargers, who came in second in that division. I had this Kansas City, Denver, and the Chargers. I had all three teams getting in this division, but boy, was I wrong. Kansas City had a terrible, terrible year. And I think for the most part, everybody's pretty happy about that. I don't like any team but my team, period. So it's not like I root for anybody when my team loses. It's just the way it is. But anyway, so in the NFC, we have the Philadelphia Eagles, who took the NFC East. Phillies a very good team. They didn't have the year I think people thought they were going to have, but they ended up winning their division. So, I mean, this division is probably the worst division in football anyways. The Cowboys stink, the Commanders stink now again, and the Giants stink. So, I mean, it's just the way it goes. Right now, it's the Eagles, and I don't see any of these teams getting any better within the next few years. Maybe the Commanders, but anyways, we're going to go. Chicago got in. Chicago was my sleeper team this year. I knew they'd do pretty good, but I didn't know they were going to win the division. We have the Packers that got in, and the Vikings stunk again this year. They made a pretty good run at it at the end, but they still, I mean, a lot of people had Minnesota winning this division. And of course, Detroit, it fell off the cliff. Now, I don't know if that was because of Ben Johnson leaving or whatever, but they just, I don't know what's going on with them. Probably the best running game in the league, and I don't know. And then you had this terrible division here, the South. Carolina Panthers got in, even though they lost with an 8-9 record. These teams got in at 8-9. Can you believe that? Under 500. Terrible stats throughout. The only stat that they're okay at is probably defense. But they scored 311 points this year, so it's not good. And then we had the Seahawks, the Rams, and the 49ers. So all three teams here in the NFC West got in. I knew that was going to probably shake out like that. But I thought I had Tampa Bay. I think I had Tampa Bay ahead of the Panthers, obviously, winning that division. That didn't happen. Although I think the Buccaneers just caved at the end. I don't know what's going on there, but who cares? All right, so let's go to Um, let's go to um, let's go to hold on a second. The schedule. Okay, so today's the wild card round on Saturday, January 10th. Sorry, 2026. This is the wild card round here. We have coming up at 4:30 on Fox. We have Los Angeles at Carolina, the Rams at Carolina, and then later. I'll probably be able to watch that one. A couple of shout outs I want to give is that's too small. Let me see here. I'm going to fix the screen here. That's better. Okay. A couple of shout outs I want to give is I do a lot of I used to watch a lot of these games on TV, but I am not a big fan of the latest announcers on TV. So usually if you want to catch me watching the games, I'm either on Football Nation. If he's covering the games, Mario is awesome. I'll get his channel and put it in the description for sure. So that's Football Nation. He does a tremendous job. He's a great guy. And then I usually watch a lot of the Steelers Network stuff. So I'll put all of those in the description, and I don't mind giving Football Nation a shout out because the guy is just amazing at what he does. He's a Cowboys fan though, but you got to kind of get over that with him. All right. So anyways, we'll do the predictions here. So today, the first game at 4:30, Los Angeles at the Carolina Panthers. I think this is going to be probably a blowout. But let's see. Hold on a second here. Let's see where these guys. Let me go back here. Can I do that? Yes, I can. So let's take these two teams here. So this is the line. Let me see if it's still showing. This is the line on Carolina. And the Carolina, again, they went 8-9, winning percentage at .471. So they're way below. I mean, they're below 500 here. They were 5-3 on the road. I mean, at home, which is pretty decent here. 3-6 away, 3-3 in the division. So the conference though here 6-6. So that means all of the teams in the NFC, they were 6-6. They have points allowed at 380, points for 311. So that's a difference of 69. They're on a 2-game losing streak, but they are at home. So they have a pretty, according to, let's see here, according to the NFC East, they're probably in the top 5 defensively, 5 or 6 defensively. And let's look at the Rams. The Rams finished at 12-5. Matthew Stafford will probably end up winning the MVP. Not sure. I guess it's between him and Drake May. This is one of the toughest divisions in football this year, though. So they're at home. They're 7-1. Obviously, they're not as good on the road. They're 5-4. Division, they're 4-2, and they're 7-5 in the conference. So they had a much better record in the division than they did in the conference. And they scored a lot of points this year: 518, 346 points allowed. So that's a pretty good differential there. And they were on a 1-game winning streak. I think they pretty much they needed to win that game. Did they lose? I remember they lost to the Seahawks. I'm not sure. I could go back. Let me see here. Let's do this here. Hold on 1 second. I think I can get there here. So they lost to the Browns. No, that was the preseason. Sorry, they beat the Cardinals. They lost. They were a 2-game losing streak, and then they beat the Cardinals 37-20. but they lost to the Seahawks. I remember that was the game that I think Puka Nacua got robbed of a catch in that game. But anyways, I'm going to pick the Rams in this game here. Let's go back. I'm going to pick the Rams in that game, probably. I'll say 27-14, somewhere around there. And we have the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. They're division rivals. They played twice this year. I think they went 1-1. Chicago won the second game with a comeback. I'm going to take Chicago in this game. I think they're going to win at home. It's going to be a low-scoring game, though. I think 24-21, somewhere around there. 27-24, maybe. If Green Bay wins this game, they're going to score more than 30 points. Then we have the Sunday games. We have Buffalo and Jacksonville. Let's see here. Jacksonville's a hot team. But I can't bet against Buffalo in that game. This is probably going to be the toughest game to pick this week, in my opinion. The Jacksonville-Buffalo game. But I'm going to go with Buffalo in this game. 30-20. 30-21. San Francisco, these are the Sunday games. There's 3 games on Sunday. I'm going to go Buffalo. San Francisco's playing at 4:30 on Fox. These are all the lines here, the odds here. I'm not going to go odds here. I'm just making some opinionated predictions. That's all they are. Because I've been watching football for a very long time, but anything can happen on any given Sunday, especially in the playoffs, especially in the first round. I think I'm going to take Philly at home. I think Philly's defense is going to really get after Purdy here in this game. So I'm going to go Philly 31-21, somewhere around there. I think San Francisco, with what's his face, the running back CMC. I think he's going to have a good game, but I think Philly's defense is going to prevail at the end, and don't ever underestimate Jalen Hurts. I mean, he's probably not the greatest quarterback in the world, but he does just enough to win. This is the game here that everybody's picking, the Chargers here. I'm going to just tell you right now that the Chargers are never going to win a playoff game in New England in January. Ever. It's just not going to happen. The Chargers just do not travel well to the East Coast. I think Herbert will he'll definitely score a few touchdowns, so I'm going to go 31-20 here in this game here. But it's a different story here on the East Coast. These Western teams, especially the Chargers, I don't think it's been a long time since the Chargers have beaten the Patriots in anything. And I know they have a good coach with Harbaugh, but this game's got New England written all over it. And then, of course, my game on Monday night, Houston and Pittsburgh. I'm definitely going Houston. I think Houston's defense is going to be too much for Pittsburgh. I know Pittsburgh's coming off a pretty good win against Baltimore, but Houston isn't a Baltimore. Baltimore this year here, they just didn't play well. Like I said, I don't think Pittsburgh won that game Sunday night. I think Baltimore lost it. And Pittsburgh's going to face a pretty tough team here. The only way, in my opinion, Pittsburgh can win this game is if they just outscore them. And I just don't see that happening against this defense. And I know we're getting Metcalf back, but I just don't think it's going to happen. So I'm going to go 24-21 or 27-21. Houston. Like I said, the only way Pittsburgh's going to be able to beat this team is if they score more than 30 points. If they can score 30 points, they have a pretty good chance of beating Houston. But this defense from Houston is almost relative to the Browns. I think the Browns have a pretty decent defense too. The Browns just can't seem to, you know, they just got rid of the coach. Um, so I'm picking Houston 24-21 or somewhere in that range, 27-21. But if we can score more than 27 points, get close to 30 points, I think we can beat them. But I just don't see that happening. Um, and there's been a lot of talk about Pittsburgh being so good on Monday night. This is the playoffs. This is not the regular season. So you could take those records and throw them out the window. I don't think they mean anything, to be honest with you. The only other thing that could really be a problem here for Houston is the weather. But I don't think the weather is going to be that terrible to where, that's that much of an advantage. It is late night. I don't know why we got this late night game here, but probably for the money, But but it was a good year, we'll take it. But I still think Pittsburgh has issues all over the place. We can't cover anybody to save our life. And we're getting better on the run. But I think Pittsburgh needs a complete overhaul. But I'm glad for what they did. They beat Baltimore in a pretty meaningful game. So I'll take it, but I don't think we're beating Houston. But if we do, I'll be happier than a pig in shit. All right, so that's going to do it for me. I just wanted to come on here and give my predictions, do a recap on the regular season. Let's go back. Hold on one second. Let's go back to the standings. For a second here. So we got rid of a few coaches. The Dolphins fired Mike McDaniel. The Jets haven't fired Aaron Glenn yet, so I think he may be safe. I'm not sure. Pretty sure they're calling around though. But Aaron Glenn, I think they might give him one more year. The Jets need a quarterback. Period. They've needed a quarterback since Joe Namath. So I don't think that's happening anytime soon. Baltimore, Cincinnati, and Cleveland. Baltimore got rid of Harbaugh, and Cleveland got rid of their coach Stefanski. People have been talking about Stefanski maybe going to the Ravens, but I don't think so. And then everybody here is pretty safe. The Colts, Tennessee. I think you're going to see pretty much the same ending story next year with these two teams. The Colts just seem to fall off the planet at the end of the year, and I don't think they were constructed all that well. I think Danny Dimes did the best he could, but put it this way, they had to bring in a 400-year-old quarterback. I mean, it's Philip Rivers, and in my opinion, Philip Rivers was overrated to begin with. So, but that's the AFC. The Raiders are in a funk. I wouldn't be surprised if Kansas City comes back next year. But anyways, the biggest disappointment to me this year was the Ravens. The Ravens, I don't know what's going on with them. They just seem to fall apart when you think that everything should be going their way. The other problem with the Ravens this year here, and that was the one thing in the game on Sunday night that I don't think a lot of people are talking about, but Derrick Henry had some fumbling issues, especially early on this year. And I wonder if that played a role in the back of Harbaugh's mind in that game. Because he was coughing up the football all over the place this year. And I wonder if he, instead of using him, because he had like 100 and something yards in the first half, and they just basically kicked him to the curb in the second half. And I wonder if that was one of the reasons why he didn't use him down the stretch in that game. Because Pittsburgh was definitely playing the run in the fourth quarter, and that almost killed them. So, uh, but anyways, all right. So that's the end for me. I just wanted to come on here and give uh, my 2 cents in here. I'll be coming back on. Going to do a lot more of these here now that I'm back on this show here. Uh, but that's it. That's what I'm going to do. But anyways, go Pittsburgh. I'm pulling for them. I just don't think they're going to win. I'm a huge Steeler fan, but I'm not going to sugarcoat my team. They're playing better, but um, I don't think they're going to win a playoff game. All right, so let's play my outro, and I'll see you guys later. Hope everybody's well. Please like and subscribe this stuff here because I'm trying to really promote these two channels here. My reaction video with Dean and Dino, and then of course this channel here. But anyways, I'll see you guys on my other channel, my true crime channel, Owl on the Prowl, later tonight, early tomorrow morning for my True Crime Weekly. But for now, I'm out of here and hope everybody has a great weekend. I hope everybody's teams win. Oh, one more thing. Shout out to Indiana, the college football team, IU. I can't root against them now. They just been destroying everybody. So they're probably going to win the national championship. That guy Mendoza is amazing. Whoever gets him is probably going to get a good quarterback, but you can never tell. But they have been kicking ass. So shout out to them. All right. So I'll see you guys later. Take care.